right, we're going to go ahead and get started. My name is Isis. I am an advocate at Macomb County Office of Senior Services. I started there as a part-time advocate, which I was the one going into the homes and doing the Meals on Wheels assessments. And I did that for about 3 or 4 months, and then I just took in September the full-time position there for community liaison. So I am currently the person who gets intake referrals for many different needs. And once I get the referral, I reach out to the clients and see what I can do to better serve them and give them resources in the community. So that's a little bit about what I do at this present moment. So like I was mentioning before, Office of Senior Services has many different programs and services that we offer. But instead of doing it all in one presentation, I figured I would break it down into mini sessions and talk about each service in a more, to break it down more. So today we're going to be talking about our Meals on Wheels program, which this program is our main program. This is one that we focus on the most. Like I said, we have many others, but Meals on Wheels is one of our biggest. So what is Meals on Wheels? Our volunteers deliver hot, nutritious lunches to frail, homebound senior citizens. They serve about 1,600 lunches daily. And dinner meals can be delivered with hot lunch for those in need. So on this, dinner meals, you have to qualify for the dinner meals. We try to bring that down to someone who has no family support, is truly homebound, like cannot get out of their home to access groceries at the grocery stores and things of that sort. But as far as the meal program, you know, if you qualify, you get the hot lunch regardless. All right. So in order to receive home delivered meals, a senior must be 60 years and older and homebound. So when we say homebound, a lot of people, they question us about it and they say, well, I do go out to my doctor's appointments, I do go visit family sometimes, and that's okay. We acknowledge those scheduled appointments. Like we have, clients that's on dialysis and they have to leave 3 times a week to go to dialysis. Those are exceptions to being homebound. But then you get sometimes clients, they want to call and to get on Meals on Wheels, and they say they drive 4 times a week. They go to the casino or they go, out walking the dogs, and that's not truly homebound. But we do have a program for those who are not truly homebound and are leaving their home and able to leave without assistance, which is, I gave you guys a flyer, that's our dining style program. And so we have those congregate centers where you can go and get a meal and you can be around others and, and hang out and get out the house and still get you a meal. And I'll discuss the dining style at another time. So homebound, generally not leaving their home on a regular basis, unassisted. It excludes, like I said, doctor's appointments, religious services, personal care appointments. A comprehensive health and nutrition assessment is completed every 6 months to verify eligibility and identify additional needs and potential supports. So we have, like I said, that's where I started off as an advocate that went into the home and did the Meals on Wheels assessment. And every 6 months, it rotates. The initial is done in home so that we can come, in the home, and see what other needs you may have, your environment and things like that. And then 6 months later, you do it over the phone. So it just rotates in-home, over the phone, in-home, over the phone. And usually those assessments are just, going over your personal information, your demographics, seeing, like I said, seeing if you need any additional supports besides the Meals on Wheels. And usually when you have those intimate conversations in the home, it usually brings about more needs that an individual has. So we have over 800 volunteers that assist with the Meals on Wheels program to deliver meals. Meals are delivered on 3 holidays as well. You get a Thanksgiving, Christmas, and Easter. And then emergency preparedness packs are also delivered twice a year. So when we come for your initial assessment, we bring a small box. It has 4 non-perishable meals inside of it. So it doesn't need to be refrigerated or anything. We call it our shelf-stable boxes. And so we say that those are used for emergencies. If our center closed down due to weather, if you come about a weekend and you don't have food in the home, you can use it for that. A lot of people I've saw going into home assessments, they open the box right up and they like, oh, what's in here? And they, start then. And that's fine. It's yours to, do what you please with. But we do tell you that it's used for emergencies, just in case you don't have the food. As far as nutrition, the Meals on Wheels has a set standard of nutritional guidelines used to create the menus. All meals are designed to meet 1/3 of nutritional recommended daily allowances. Menus are created by licensed dietitians. 3-month hot meal menu cycles and 6-week repeating cold meal menu cycles are used for the meals. And then the kitchens use standardized recipes to ensure proper nutrition and consistency. One thing I do want to point out is that our meals are, they're one thing. We don't substitute anything in the meals. The meals are the meals. What you get is what you get. They don't have substitutions to anything besides the milk part. If you want the milk, you can get it. If you don't want the milk, you don't have to get the milk. Yes?
I'm sorry to interrupt.
It's okay.
I'm sorry I'm late.
Don't worry about it.
What about diabetic diets?
So, like I said, they don't have, I wouldn't say diabetic, per se, meals for diabetic. We just say, they go by the nutritional guidelines, and some people say, oh, I can't eat this. We usually send out a menu for the month, and what we advise clients to do is go through the menu, see what it is that you can't have, mark it off, and then call the office and let them know that's something you can't have. But unfortunately, we're not like a mom meals or or that type of program, where we cater to exactly what you need, unfortunately. Yeah. Our meals is pretty set. It's okay, don't worry about it. Food safety. All meals are produced in licensed kitchens. Quarterly inspections are conducted by Office of Senior Services. Biannual inspections conducted by the county health departments. Food service staff must maintain food safety certifications. Food is held in NSF food safe holding and transport containers until ready for service. So on the trucks, they have hot departments, cold departments where they keep the food at. So all the cold lunches are kept cold on the trucks and the hots are kept hot. So they have those compartments where they keep the food at the degrees that they need to be when traveling. That's one reason why they don't leave. We tell our clients that we serve, you have to be home to get the meal because they can't leave it on a porch. They can't leave it, because we don't know how long it'll be sitting out before you get home, so we have to make sure the client is home to receive the meal. And like I said, it's not just a meal for us, it's a wellness check as well to make sure that, you are home and that you are safe. Kitchen staff follow proper cooking and holding temperatures in accordance with local health regulations. So how do seniors get started? A senior, a family member, or a friend, or a healthcare professional can call the Office of Senior Services at 469-5228 during business hours, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Like I was mentioning earlier, if you do call for a loved one, we want to make sure that that loved one wants the meals. So we will have to have them, just say, yes, I'm interested in the meals. Other than that, you can call on the behalf of someone, you can call for yourself, or sometimes a health professional will call as well. But we have to make sure that that person who is getting the meals wants the meals. So over the phone, a brief interview will be done to determine initial eligibility and start referral to services. So when you have that initial phone call to determine your initial eligibility, they start the meals right away. There's not a waiting period. The meals are started right away, and then they'll let you know within 10 business days you'll hear from an advocate, and they'll set an appointment to come in to do that initial interview in the home, that initial assessment in the home. Like I said, the meals start right away, so if you don't get that initial assessment done, like if you don't answer the phone or whatnot, we have 3 initial contacts to call. If you don't answer, we can't get in touch with you, we send out a no contact letter. The meals will stop until we hear from you. So you have to have that initial assessment completed. You have to have all the assessments completed in order to continue your meals. Exceptions is the conjugate meals and dementia adult day. They do it a little different for those conjugate sites and the dementia day program. They don't do the interview per se or the assessment in home. And then participants must be 60 years and older and live in Macomb County. That's all eligibility. No income requirements, none of that. Just 60 and older, Macomb County resident. All right, and that is the end of the presentation. Does anyone have any questions, concerns?
Is this
Yes, yeah.
Is this a federal program or
Yes.
is this run federally?
Yes, so we get grant funding, federal, Ageways is one of our funding, in-kind donations as well. We ask the clients, we tell them that it is donation based, but you don't have to make a donation to qualify for the meal. It doesn't, it doesn't hinder you getting a meal. We always tell our clients, if you're able to, willing to, you can do so. So what happens with that is every month you get a monthly menu and a contribution statement. And on the contribution statement, they tell you how many meals you've got, the price, the cost of those meals, and then the suggested donation. And like I said, it's up to you if you can make it or not. We had one client, I like to tell this story. One client, she had never made a donation since she had been on the program, and I'm not sure how many years. But we got a donation in, a $500 donation in from her. And my supervisor, she was unsure of, if it had meant to come through or not. So she called her up and she said, we got a $500 donation, and I see, looking back, you haven't made a donation before. And the lady said, I saved up over the years and made the donation. So that was pretty cool. You don't always have it, and we don't want people to think, oh, if I don't have the donation, I can't get the meal, or to feel bad about it. It's not that. We just say if you can and if you're willing to do so. So, yep. Anything else? And then, like I said, we have many other programs. I will be here doing each program separately. I didn't want to put it all together because sometimes it can be overwhelming and too much. So I wanted to break down all the services and programs we have. And then in addition to the mini presentations, I'll also be here. So I'll be doing every other month a different. So like this month is a mini presentation on Meals on Wheels. Next month I'll be here doing a table in the lobby, and that's for more of like if you have any questions, concerns. Like I said, I am the community liaison, so if you are looking for any resources in the community, any questions about, you know, applications like food assistance or Medicaid, assistance with any Medicare issues or anything like that, I'll be able to assist with that. And I may not be able to do it right on site, but what I'll do is give you the information, I'll do a intake, and then I'll give you a call and we can further discuss that. So, but we do help with those things. We help with those applications, forms that you may not understand. So, yeah.